Now there are certain additional measures. There are 5 of them, and I would like to announce them quickly. First relates to public repository, that is creation of a public repository of digital lending apps. The Reserve Bank has taken several measures for the orderly development of the digital lending ecosystem in India. As a further measure in this direction and to address the problems arising from unauthorized digital lending apps, the Reserve Bank proposes to create a public repository of digital lending apps deployed by the regulated entities. The regulated entities of RBI will report and update information about their digital lending apps, that is about the digital lending apps whose services they are availing in this repository. This measure will help the consumers to identify the unauthorized lending apps. The next announcement relates to frequency of reporting of credit information to credit information companies, that is CICs. The availability of accurate credit information is vital both for lenders and borrowers. At present, lenders are required to report credit information to CICs on a monthly basis or at such shorter intervals as may be agreed between the lenders and the CICs. It is proposed to increase the frequency of reporting of credit information to the CICs to a fortnightly basis or at shorter intervals as may be agreed between the lenders and the CICs. Consequently, borrowers will benefit from faster updation of their credit information, especially when they repay their loans. The lenders on their part will be able to make better risk assessment of the borrowers. The next announcement relates to enhancing transaction limit for tax payments through UPI. Currently, the transaction limit for UPI is rupees 1 lakh except for certain category of payments which have higher transaction limit. It has now been decided to enhance the limit for tax payments through UPI from rupees 1 lakh to rupees 5 lakh per transaction. This will further ease payments by consumers through the UPI. Next announcement relates to introduction of delegated payments through the UPI. It is proposed to introduce a facility of delegated payments in the UPI. This would enable an individual, that is a primary user, to allow another individual, namely a secondary user, to make UPI transactions up to a limit to be set by the primary user from the primary user's bank account without the need for the secondary user to have a separate bank account linked to UPI. This will further deepen the reach and usage of digital payments, in particular the UPI. The next announcement, and that's the last announcement which is very important, is continuous clearing of checks. This is something which will have wide-ranging impact, and it's a step towards having greater ease of doing business for individuals as well as for entities. At present, check clearing through check truncation system, that is CTS, operates on a batch processing mode and has a clearing cycle of up to 2 working days. It is proposed to reduce the clearing cycle by introducing continuous clearing with on-realization settlement in the check truncation system. This means that checks will be cleared within a few hours on the day of presentation itself. This will speed up check payments and benefit both the payer, that is the drawee of the check. So this will benefit both the payer and the payee.
The last hour. Anything can happen between the bells. But what happens during the last hour is what matters the most. The biggest market swings. A close-up look at what's driving them and how the investors are reacting. Watch the most seasoned market mavens guide you through the most important hour of the trading day. NSE Closing Bell. At these times, only on CNBC-TV18 and CNBC-TV18.com.
Thank you for watching us on CNBC-TV18. For all news and updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch us on all social media platforms.